Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the Indian ILG LCL tournament. I lost which day it is, but we have I think moved on to it is Friday, January 2nd, and we've got the normal four-match schedule today, and this is the third match of the day. Right now we've got PnX versus RuneFausT Gaming. PnX is one of those Sri Lankan teams. Haven't had a lot of Sri Lankan teams participating in this tournament, so these are one of the Sri Lankan teams participating. And joining me here today is actually a very old co-caster of mine. So Deadly, why don't you introduce yourself?
Hey community, my name is Deadly Horde and I play League of Legends on SEA and EU West, and I've come back from a long break after sorting out some real life stuff.
Indeed. So welcome back to the league. We miss you. And also joining us also here today is the Ruler. So how have you been?
Hi viewers, I'm Nukul Gupta. I play LOL by the name Best Ramas SEA. So what's up, guys? Just
yeah. So it looks like an interesting game today. So going over some basic stuff. We got the blue team and purple team. Coming off straight off the back, we've got the Morgana, Vayne, and Jax van. So, Deadly, why don't you talk a little bit about the Morgana band in the bot lane? I mean, she has actually moved from the mid lane over to support, and she's been a support in this meta for quite a while. Her utility is great over in the bot lane. Stuns are also very great. The shields are also very good. So why don't you talk about Morgana in the bot lane?
I'd always put Morgana on the god tier support Loki, because she's been quite strong. When we look at Worlds or when we look at the LCS games, she's been the favored pick or probably the most banned champ all throughout last season, and she is following the trend right now. And if you look at the Vayne ban is also very much understandable. A hyper carry, very much back into the meta due to the nerfs to Lucian. And looking at Jax, I think Jax is a very odd ban actually, because I've never seen Jax getting banned a lot.
I think
actually,
Jax got buffed in this recent patch, so now he gets more armor and magic resist. It's level 6 in his, when he uses his ult. That might be one of the reasons, and we always know that he has always been a very good split pusher. And one of the reasons to ban Jax.
Yeah, so ever since we've actually come out of the stage of Alistar, Maokai top and all, and Jackson Renekton has been playing quite a little bit back in the. I think the Koreans have mastered the Renekton. They haven't mastered, but they've brought back the Renekton top lane, and we also saw CLG's Zion Spartan play Jax in their finals against Gambit in the IEM San Jose, and it was really good. He did pretty good on that, but yeah, so he is kind of back in the meta. We have to wait for LCS, I guess, to see what all champions they're gonna play, because you never know, they might be something else. But yeah, coming to the purple team, Fiddlesticks being banned. So what do you think about the Fiddle ban?
I think Fiddlesticks is. I was expecting the Fiddlesticks ban because he's pretty strong right now with his silence as well as his fear. Pretty much one carry out. Pretty much he can kill the carry on his own with the ultimate and Zhonya's combo. And Fiddle has been quite strong in the jungle due to his clear time as well, Loki. It's been very strong, and he has one of the best sustains as a jungler in game, I think, next to Warwick.
Yeah, next to Warwick, I think the only two junglers which do not need to go back to base to heal or get back their HP. One is I think Fiddlesticks, and one is Rek'Sai, a new champ. So he has a lot of sustain. So because of that, I think in this new jungle, Fiddlestick is outshining other junglers. That might be one of the reasons why Fiddlesticks has been banned.
Yeah, and also we've seen a lot of top tier junglers being playing Fiddlesticks. I do recall, I think it was Worstal for us from the Bangladeshi team Nox. He has a very good KDA on that Fiddlesticks, and not only in this tournament, in other tournaments as such and other competitive matches, he has really mastered that Fiddlesticks jungle, and it works out very good. But coming to the other two bans, we kind of got a bot lane being banned here. I mean, Lucian I kind of understand the Lucian ban. Like, I know that he's gotten, he's gotten nerfed and then buffed and then nerfed and buffed. But like, I think Lucian, like, even though no matter how much you nerf the Lucian, he will pretty much be strong because of his double shot passive and the ability to outtrade 80 carries early and later on in the game. So I can kind of understand the Lucian ban coming out. It could be hard for some teams to kind of play them. So yeah, and Thresh ban also coming out. So Deadly, talk to me about that Thresh ban. We all know that you used to be a support main in one of the earlier tournaments.
I still main support Loki, and I think Thresh, although is a little weak compared to the other supports, I think I think a good summoner. I think I'm sorry, my bad there. I think Thresh would do very good at the hands of a very good support. He has the ultimate kit to catch to stun the AD carry or the AP carry. He can turn the tides in team fights with his flay and his box. And Thresh is still strong, Loki. Although he's not preferred these days. Like if you take a look at the other picks, like I think Jana or more disengaged supports are being played a lot. But I think still Thresh is a very strong pick overall in most games.
Not to forget his lantern, which is a very strong thing, and he's the only support who can pull your carries out of tricky situations. So that is, he's a very versatile support. He can make engages and disengages at his will. So, I mean, Thresh, no matter how nerved he got, he's still a very considerable ban. So that's why
Yeah, indeed.
Thresh got banned.
Like you said earlier, he really matches. He gives a lot of utility, not to himself, but just to the AD carry alone. There's a lot of AD carries these days, like Jinx, who doesn't have a utility or a mobility skill, and with the combination of a Thresh, it works out really well because we've already seen X special, with the Flay using to disengage the Jarvan EQ combination. We've seen also we've seen a lot of Mad Life plays and stuff. So I guess Thresh in the right hands could be a very deadly champion in case. And yeah, coming down to that's all the bans. Coming down to the blue team, let's start talking about how the lanes are gonna go. Let's start with the bot lane first. So Twitch Janna versus a Blitzcrank Ashe lane. I mean, we haven't seen Ashe at all in the tournament. I do believe this is the first time we're seeing the Ashe in the tournament. I mean, she has got a revamp, but her kit is basically the same. She really doesn't have a mobility skill either, and she has a stun on. Her ultimate is a stun, which I kind of feel that very weird, considering that well, you have a lot of AD carries doing true damage, physical damage, and stuff. Ashe only provides the snow icy thing on her Q, which allows her to kite. The W, which is a decent poke, but it takes a lot of mana, and the ult for the stun, which is a lot of good catch potential. But how do you think just the lane matchup would go? Deadly, you've got a Twitch Janna versus a Blitzcrank and Ashe.
Yeah, I think Loki Gaja made a very good pick with Blitzcrank there, and it's Purple team are playing a kill lane versus a disengage lane over there. And if you take a look at Twitch and Jana, Jana has Jana has much better, Jana is much better when the opponents are not playing, a hard engage comp, and the purple team are playing a very much hard engage comp, and they have a huge power spike at 6 as well, and they get a huge power spike at 2 and 3, and Twitch and Jana will take quite a while to reach their power spike. So I would rule this bot lane to the purple team. What do you think, Ruler, about the bot lane?
Yeah, I'm also in favor of purple team, and you can even see Blitzcrank running ignite rather than exhaust. So kill secured, we know that ignite is for securing the kill. So I think as soon as they grab a sneaky rat, they are going to just knock him up, ignite, slow, and whatever they are going to go aggressive on him. So as compared to Jana, who will just be able to shield him, and she can slow and knock them up. So she's kind of a defensive support. So till level 6, I think Blitzcrank is going to Blitzcrank and Ashe are going to be much more powerful than Twitch.
Yes, and
level 6, it depends.
And Ashen Blitzcrank will definitely have the upper hand until 6. And coming back to the blue team picks, blue team is going for a more poke-oriented, more team fight-oriented comp with Sejuani, Makai, and Kassadin. And purple team have played a pure hard engaged comp with Lissandra and Vi and Olaf. Ruler, what do you think about matchups? Like, we have a team fight comp on the left side, and we have a hard engaged comp on the right side. Now, if you look at Lissandra, Lissandra has been very powerful in this meta right now. Any notes you would like to give for the blue team on how to play this matchup?
So I think Kassadin is going to be made against Lissandra. So I think Kassadin has been nerfed. His although his he could silence earlier, but now his Q does not silence anymore. It just gives you magic shield, which absorbs magic damage. So that is also still pretty good against AP mage champions. But I think Lissandra has ranged poke, much more ranged poke as compared to Kassadin. And even if Kassadin rift walks after level 6, Lissandra can just burst Kassadin before Kassadin can kill her. So I think she's in that lane. I think it will be going in favor of Lissandra.
Yes, and there we have the matchups, and we are almost ready to port into the Rift. And looking at both the teams are very strong team fight based comps, wherein purple team opted for a more hard engaged comp. So let's see what gives in this game versus in this game on today's LCL. And Loki will be back shortly to take over. So coming back to more on Sejuani.
Actually, I'm back.
Yeah, welcome Loki. So coming back to more about the Sejuani pick, I'd like to take this opportunity to ask Ruler, who do you think has the upper hand in team fights here, Ruler? Do you think it Vi or Sejuani? Who has the upper hand here?
So I'll because I have been playing both these junglers in this tournament, I have tell you what the thing is. It all depends on how efficiently Vi ganks pre level 6, because Sejuani is going to outshine her after level 6 in team fights. Her AoE ult, which stuns and stuns the targets in the area, enemy champions in the area, is much more useful for the team as compared to Vi, which has a single target potential. Although she can knock up more than one champion with a Q, but I think if Vi goes gets her 2-3 kills before level 6, or she gets her lanes fed, then I think then she will have upper hand. Otherwise, going into the late game, I think Sejuani is going to be a much better.
All right. So before we port into the Rift, let me take my vote from my fellow casters. I'm going with the blue team. Loki.
I think I'm gonna have to go with the red team.
Yeah, I'm also going with the red team. I think I'll go with the safe borders option. They have 2 gold players in this team, and I have actually played against this team in our match, so they are not that bad. When we were in the we were playing against RuneFausT Gaming, so I think their Lissandra plays decently. Their Fate Maker also plays good ADC. So I think I don't know much about this other team, the Sri Lankan team. I'll go with RuneFausT Gaming.
Yes, I think we'll not rule out the Sri Lankan team as well, because I picked the Sri Lankan team because looking at their huge team fighting comp over there, and if their bot lane shines, I think Makai and Sejuani can kite for the AD carry for all the time before Twitch can pick up a few kills with his rat attacks.
Exactly. Blue team is much stronger late game. If both the teams manage to stay at par with each other till mid game, then blue team will definitely have upper hand with Maokai engages, Sejuani ults, and Twitch Stratata. But I think pre level 6, if red teams gets ahead, then they are going to snowball like anything, because we all know that how strong Lissandra and Fed Vi can get.
Yes, and Jana plays a very important role in their team as well, the ultimate disengage. the ultimate disengage ult, which is Monsoon, and Jana will have a very big role to play. And I think for the Sri Lankan team to win, they need to play their lanes very well, because you wouldn't want a Fed Lissandra or a Fed Y, running rampart on their team before they all the five can even reach their power spikes. If you have a look at the blue team will definitely take quite some time to reach their power spikes. So I think it's ideal that the purple team, try to finish off this game as quickly as they can before Maokai and Sejuani literally become unkillable.
Yeah, exactly. I think the main job of this, the main purpose of picking such composition is, to peel as much as they can for their ADC. And the Jana pick also has to do with the same. So, unlike blue team, which has, every single champion has a kill potential in its own.
Hey, wake up.
Like they are very good at engaging with Lissandra's ultimate and, Blitzcrank hooks and Y's ultimate, Ashe's ultimate, anything which can engage. But then we have in the blue team Maokai's ult, which can absorb a lot of damage, and not to forget, like you said, Jana's Monsoon, which is the ultimate disengage in this game. So that's what is going to fascinate us. So whether the blue team is going to play aggressively or defensively early game, that's going to be a huge factor.
Yes, I think the blue team should play a little aggressively against this hard engaged comp, and not go very passive, because the more they go passive, the more they're going to fade away into this game. Before, as the purple team has a huge power spike, probably after, say, the second dragon, I think the second dragon should be enough to give them that power spike they need to finish off the game. I think for the purple team, the impact will be on Lissandra. The impact will definitely be on Lissandra, and probably for Blitzcrank to make some nice pulls over there. And Ash again will be the supporting AD carry over there with her ultimate and her damage, which scales like really massive towards late game.
And I think it will also come down to how many Ashe, how many ults does Ashe manage to land in team fights, and whom does she ult? You don't want ulting Cassadin, because he can easily rift walk away even if he gets stunned, and you don't want ulting Maokai. He will anyway come and snare you and absorb the damage. In the meantime, Twitch can use his Radata and just shred you off. So that is all going to be that is also going to be a huge factor, that whom does Ashe decide to ult, and who gets caught. So we have the traditional pause.
User left your channel.
In every game, pause has to be there. Without that, the game cannot.
For all the viewers who have just joined us now, we have a pause here, waiting for two players from either teams to join us. Now, coming back again, we'll talk a little bit more about Season 5. So, Ruler remaining jungler at Season 5, do you still see Sejuani going strong at this point, or do you see any other particular junglers rising up in the meta?
Yeah, actually, Sejuani is very strong in this jungle. She deals a lot of damage based on as much she can.
Your channel.
Just with 100 or 200 AP, her W deals about 14% of damage.
User left your channel.
Just an auto attack.
User joined your channel.
And her ultimate is one of the best ultimates in the game. So Sejuani is in fact a very good jungler, and we have seen a lot of junglers in this tournament picking up Sejuani. Even the this guy Verse Lol Forest from the Bangladeshi team has played Sejuani in a game or two. Sejuani is a very decent jungler, and so is Vi. But I think Sejuani is a much better jungler for late game. The game carries far.
Yeah, and Y has been a very strong jungler all throughout Season 4.
He has always been a very strong jungler. He has never been out of the meta. Unlike a few junglers which got hit pretty bad, like Kha'Zix and all. So they don't have as much sustain as they used to have this season.
As a support, I was happy. As a support player myself, I was happy to see Blitzcrank being picked these days in games, because like back few seasons back, Blitzcrank was never even considered in tournament place, and Blitzcrank being picked up is something which is very very refreshing for me to see other supports
Exactly.
also coming into the game, and other supports also making impacts, and Blitzcrank is also getting quite a few bans in solo queue as well.
Yeah, exactly.
And
After,
the reason
hello, okay.
I believe in lower elos, especially like ledge skilled up matchups, people find it hard to dodge that blitz. Um, if they can't dodge the cube, Blitzcrank after level 6, he can just walk up to you, knock you up, hit that ultimate, which does quite a bit of damage, probably win the trade. Find CC of bot lane alone, I mean the Ashe ultimate coming in multi Q. I think bot lane really has a more level 6 advantage. Um, level
Yeah,
6
exactly.
advantage of the opponent bot lane. I mean, you do have a good disengage coming up from. But if the red team's bot lane can actually play out correctly and pull the AD carry or anybody after the Janna ulti is being used soon. So yeah, if they can do it after Janna plays her ulti, they can act bot lane very easily.
Yeah, and bot lane gets constant power spikes at level 2 and at level 6, whereas, like I already mentioned earlier, the bot lane of Janna and Twitch will take quite some time to hit their power spike. So the lane goes in favor of Ashe and Blitzcrank, hoping that they play well. And coming back to our top lane matchup, which I haven't focused on much, Olaf versus Maokai. Loki, your thoughts?
Well, Maokai, we've kind of seen Maokai a lot. I mean, his kit is quite simple. His passive heals him back his health, so he's a very forgiving top laner if you do plays or something like that. Olaf also does. Olaf is kind of not in the meta anymore. I guess if you're comfortable with that, you can play, but no, not really in and stuff like that. He is those tanky bruisers. Um, I think it should go in Maokai's favor because Maokai can at least is, and then in team fights he's very steady carry and soak up damage. While on the Olaf, it's kind of different. You don't really know what to build and such.
And we have another pause coming. The traditional Indian pauses are these days with the internet issues, even on New Year's.
Yeah,
New
and
Year's.
Indian ISPs are not doing much of a favor at all these days, but especially with their tunneling services. I remember playing on Beam Telecom when I used to live in Hyderabad, and they used to have one of the best, tunneling services connecting us to various countries across the world. And when I used to play with Beam Telecom when I used to play League of Legends on EU West with Beam Telecom, I used to have around 120 ping, I guess. Only a few ISPs in India actually offer really good connections, to make gaming happen. Otherwise, I think most ISPs are not very much aware about what it takes,
Shout out to
to.
BSNL, best ISP India.
Yeah, and I'm currently running on a BSNL, so I'm not going to comment on that.
Ask me, I'm also running on BSNL and I get like 160 from this place. And especially this part, the north part of the country has, the worst routing possible. Whereas if you go towards Bangalore, Chennai, or Mumbai, you get much better ping. Like,
Yeah, cities,
like that.
hyperspeed broadbands are starting to come up in the cities. Fiber optics have made their ways into tier one cities in India. I think probably within a few more years, we'll see good infrastructure for internet-based activities in India. It used to be very poor few years back, Loki. They say 2010, it used to be very poor actually. And only recently, I think ISPs have caught up with the fact that gaming has become such a huge thing in India as well, and they need to make their servers and their connections stable enough for gamers to make gamers to play actually.
So looking over
Right
at the
now we've got
items,
the
so Kassadin is, starting with that's very weird. He's starting with the mana crystal instead of more sustained like a crystalline flask and pots. whereas Lissandra is starting with the Doran.
I also like to see how the mid lane matchup is gonna go, because Lissandra versus Kassadin can kind of safe and wait it out and become this huge would have a chance. Red team, they remind me more of like a season 3 composition.
It's very much season 3 actually. Kassadin again is very much, it always depends on the summoner who plays Kassadin. Kassadin is not as strong as before. So I think Kassadin needs to be aware of those early ganks because Y has great ganking potential with Lissandra at level 3. So Kassadin needs to be very, very careful until he hits level
Blue
6 and
team
gets his
sneaking
sword.
into the red team's jungle, and Olaf spots this bush and spots them out. They are going to back off.
Yeah, great work by Olaf over there, stopping a potential invade on the red buff of the
It's
red
like his
team.
intuition, and we have a third pause coming in. By starting his blue buff, as I think Simani will also be either starting blue buff or the crumb.
Okay, so the guys from
Kassadin
Sri Lanka
having
are having a problem. One of their teammates are lagging, and we'll take a quick break. And sincere apologies to our viewers.
having
You have actually a 10-minute pause time, which I don't think they've exceeded yet. I'm not
team has 10 minutes pause.
So, it's like certain objective types plays, like is gonna be
Kassadin got
stronger
disconnected.
trying to take the first dragon.
First dragon is very important in this meta. It gives you 6% attack damage plus 6% ability power.
User left your channel.
Whichever team manages to take the first dragon is going to very important.
Yeah, and
Both
I
teams
think
will be
with
looking.
I think with Wise ganking power, I think if they do a little bit of a focus on bot lane at around say level 4 or level 5, I think they should get the first. I think they should get the first dragon by 10 minutes, Ruler.
Yeah, I
I think
think exactly in the bot lane, how the bot lane performs is going to play a huge role on who gets the first dragon. But if that spells, if Vi looks to gang bot lane and instead she finds their jungler there, and it can turn around, then anyways, then in that case the blue team will get the first dragon. So I think if Vi manages to make use of her kit, she can make sure that the red team gets the first dragon.
yes, and the blue team have to be. I think the blue team should play more like a counter gang style, to counter Wise aggression early, to be anywhere viable in this game. Because
User joined your channel.
Sejuani is also going to take some time to hit her power spike. So for the blue team, I think it's more or less about survival in this early game. Whereas the purple team have a huge advantage with their picks, which whose power spikes they need to use very much, before
Exactly.
the blue team's power spikes start to come into play. So I think the first dragon is very important for the blues team. And I think probably if they lose the first dragon, they might end up losing a few towers, probably a few team fights as well. So I think the blue team need to play this early game very, very cautiously and very carefully.
I think Maokai is going to just heal up, as we know that he heals after 4 or 5, I think 5
User
spell
left your
casts.
channel.
His next auto attack heals him for some percentage of his HP. So Maokai is going to sustain, maybe he's going to be able to sustain top, but it's interesting to see how Kassadin is going to match up against Lissandra, because he has started with this mana crystal with 1 pot. 2 pots, I think. So I think before level 6, Kassadin is going to have little problems with sustain.
Yeah, 2 pots and a mana crystal, I think he could get a little more poke on Lissandra to counter her aggression. I think it's a. I don't know about I don't know about the mana crystal pick though. We have to wait and see how he uses it to his advantage. So we are still waiting for this game to start, and it's been quite some time since the process have happened. The Sri Lankan team is having problems with a couple of their teammates, having connection issues, and someone's computer is lagging. So we'll just wait on it and see how this game goes.
What I personally think why Cassadin must have chosen this start is
User
because he
joined your
might be
channel.
looking to rush tier or or rush Rod of Ages, so that he doesn't have mana problems, and even if he he can be more he can go bot and top more frequently. This Rift Walk, he can be help jungler with ganks. We all know how menacing Cassadin can become. So because of the nerf to Cassadin, he requires much more mana to Rift Walk. Subsequent Rift Walks take much more mana. So that's why he might be looking to go for tier. What do you say?
Yeah, I think tier would be. I think he'd be starting with tier first and try to get the 750 stacks. Before before he could hit his power spike. So I think that's what he's looking at. So we have Loki with us right now. Loki, any updates on the Sri Lankan team?
Well, I think one of the players in the Sri Lankan team is playing from a cafe, and apparently he's disconnecting a lot. So I told them that their pause timer is over, and they said that they will play a 4v5.
So are we going to be resuming soon?
Yeah, I guess we're 3 minutes behind. So yeah.
So that's very unfortunate for the Sri Lankan team. So, like Loki said, we need this match will most probably be a 4v5 with Kassarin not being a part of it anymore. Let's see how this plays. Coming back to the 4v5 situation, Loki, do you see any hope for the purple team with a 4v5 situation? How do you think they should play this?
Well, I believe that they need to get ahead in their lane. That's the only way to win. They don't need to get just ahead. They need to get like super ahead in their lane.
Sri Lankan team is going to play with 4 guys, right?
Yeah.
I think Cassadin got DC, so they won't be having anyone to play mid now. I think it becomes much more difficult for blue team to win this match with 4 members when one of their most potential gankers in Cassadin is coming.
Yeah, and Loki, they have very passive laners too. Maokai is passive. Twitch Jana is also a very passive lane until for a while. And this does not look good for the blue team at this state. And let's see how they play the laning phases. Play is resuming now, so let's get back into the action with red team's Y starting on her blue buff and Sejuani taking her blue respectively.
So I think Jana will have to play mid, or I think Sejuani will have to lane against Lissandra because Cassadin got DC now. Lissandra is going to just have free farm, or then their bot will have much.
So yeah, unfortunate for the Sri Lankan team to have a disconnect. Although we're gonna wait and hopefully he could come pretty early. But we'll see what we can do. But instead of that, we'll be focusing on the other lanes as Wani a bit higher on Vi because she got that extra mid lane farm.
As soon as Vi saw that Sejuani has to come mid, she went for the red buff steal.
So we're going to see So we're going to be seeing a lot of counter jungling from Y. She's going to have a lot of free farm.
I think their jungler also just got DC right now. They'll have to play 3v5.
Unfortunately, they don't have pause time, so they're going to have to live with it.
Yeah. Y is going to have a lifetime of jungling now. and choose which buff she has to take at what time now.
So this is not looking good for the blue team. So we'll just see how it plays out. And the bot lane is pushing up a lot, realizing their potential. And Jana and Twitch are playing safe like we expected them to play.
And Blitzcrank missing a hook. So he did manage to
Ash
knock
getting
him
some
off.
good poke onto them. And
As we guessed that top lane is both able to sustain.
And
Yeah,
Sejuani
He's just clearing her red right now, finding that the red is not there.
Sejuani getting 3 buff this game, so it will be affecting the team a lot because first they don't have a mid laner, second Sejuani getting 3, so they have to really kind of focus on bot lane or the top lane to kind of to win this as fast as possible. Over in the top lane we do have a
And
small
we
skirmish
see
going on.
Olaf and Maokai going hands and go against each other. And fortunately, Kassadin reconnecting back.
Yeah, so
great
it's almost
comeback
a level 1 Kassadin, almost a level
versus
5.
Lissandra.
Yeah, so Deadly, how do you think the mid lane match go for Kassadin?
I think as soon as Lissandra hits level 6, he's going to kill Kassadin. He should try to zone her as much as possible, not give Kassadin any sort of farm.
Lissandra should use this advantage very much, and why, like I expected, why is moving towards the mid lane.
With the bot lane we do have Twitch getting hooked on, the damage coming out,
he's going to
very
die.
low, Ignite will take off, first blood goes to Ash on a very beautiful
And the
no, he
knockup,
doesn't.
he won't do
As
the
we
knockup.
predicted, there's hardly anything once Blitzcrank lands hook on you. There's hardly much that Jana can do because Twitch himself does not have an escape spell of his own. He needs some 3-second or 4-second gap window so that he can get invisible. Unlike some other ADCs like Tristana and others which can jump out of it, and Ezreal can arcane shift.
Maokai doing the right thing in top lane by teleporting back, not noticing the Y who's
And
waiting there.
as we saw there, as I expected that as soon as Lissandra is going to hit level 6, she's going to kill Kassadin. That's what she did. She used the advantage to her favor.
So this kind of looks very hopeless coming on the blue team's part. I mean, they have a real good late game. Twitch dying very early on, Kassadin dying because Kassadin is very
hitting level
weak.
6 before Maokai.
Now top lane trying to go aggressive. Who will win this RP pack?
And still, I think
and
Maokai comes on
coming
top
up on
and
top.
manages to kill
Ignite
Olaf.
is ticking and he
the
will
Ignite
also
take
go
him
down.
So it's a kill trade in the top lane. Very well played by Maokai in the end. Actually, he predicted, he knew what Olaf could do, and he just waited on that. The last mistake to do. So he just pushed up a little front, and the last Q finished him off over there.
And that was actually like a kind of a good play because it's kind of general like top lane Olaf, he gets level 6 first, he's gonna go on the Maokai, but I think he kind of just threw his ultimate on and just went full at Maokai. Hopefully,
and the fact that Maokai managed to kill Olaf, even though he did not have an ignite and he was a level behind Olaf, very well played by Maokai that he managed to kill Olaf before he could kill him.
This looks very bad in the mid lane, and
a lot of damage.
He is going to die. I think he's going to die. He doesn't have a flash or anything.
Bot lane, we also have an
Y flashes for the damage, and she will take the kill, and it is 4-1 for the for the red team, and it does not look good at all, Loki.
I mean, as I was saying, they need to come out big in their lane. They're not even breaking even. Now in the bot lane, we just have Blitzcrank. Twitch, I mean, good ultimate coming up
And
by
Ash manages
Ash
to kill Jana.
Meanwhile, Twitch going very aggressive. Ash
which
forced to fly.
Ashe heals and flashes away before that poison kills her. So I think now, whatever you predicted that they will be able to take Dragon in 10 minutes,
Well, we have a fail gank
Lissandra
coming
missing
by
her.
Lisandro. Accidentally ults herself instead of the Maokai, so almost quick going there, nothing big, too game changing. I mean, this really looks like an red. The bot lane just playing, how they're supposed
I
to be
think
playing. Hooks,
Twitch
but now we
went
got
higher,
Vi,
yes.
the backstage
That
Q
was a very
connects,
good
and
Q by
beautiful
Q
kill
by
coming
Vi.
up by Vi.
Great wall breaker by Vi over there. Brilliant play by Blitzcrank as well, and again the lack of vision in the bot lane has just lost them the lane over there, Loki.
Over the top lane, we do
And
have
Maokai outplays Olaf once again.
just we got the top lane winning now, I guess, 2-1 against Olaf, which is not too surprising, but yeah, good play. RD Pat trying to carry this one for his Cassidy.
So I think
This is like one of the worst matchups you can get. You're a Cassidy, you're a late game champ.
And I think he
for the
should
first
not have
10
gone
minutes.
with tier. He should have gone with a lot of ages, mana. He should have builded that so that he gets some HP also. Rather, he chose to go with the tier. That will put him more behind. Already behind. He already has a disadvantage of level and Lissandra having skill.
And Loki looks like they're preparing up for Dragon with Y hitting 6 as well. A good ward placements over there on the red buff there.
But I don't think so they'll be able to do much. They are going to steal the red. And I think Maokai is going to TP
teleport from top lane, and
this might turn the tides in their favor.
Good kill for Twitch over there. Lissandra is exhausted and the poison sticking on top of her. So let's see if they can get a kill out of this. And they are flashing for Lissandra.
A nice flash by
beautiful play by
Lissandra, but
Maokai
she
over
still
there.
goes down. Another flash by Sejuani. So they are coming back into this game. A very nice comeback by the blue team. They might in fact get the first dragon now.
Yes, and
so this is the advantage of TP. Whereas Olaf does not have a TP.
And to our viewers, we have 2 teleports on the blue team, so 2 teleports playing definitely to their favor, with Cassidy porting directly to the top lane to save their tower there.
Now Cassidy has also hit level 6 and he can he TP'd top 2. Help Maokai save his top.
So Loki, what went wrong in that fight over there? Do you think they were being overconfident?
Actually, my client just crashed and I just reconnected right now, so I kind of missed out on that last fight.
Yeah, the last fight was turned over by the blue team with a brilliant play from Maokai. Maokai did wonderfully to save his team with a flash to stun Ash from the wall.
And it resulted in 3-for-0 exchange.
Over in the top lane, we do have a gank coming down by Maokai. Good damage on the Mayor now. RD pad extending too deep. Good ultimate coming by Lissandra. Here comes Vi. Vault Breaker doesn't connect actually. Cassidy trying to slow in the back, but now we have Maokai taking up a lot of damage and he will go down. Good gank. I wouldn't say it was the best, but it got the job done. It got the kill, so yeah, that was a good gank right there coming out from the red team. I mean, they just had more members there, and Cassidy coming like very low. I mean, he shouldn't really be roaming right now. He should just be staying in lane, trying to get as much XP as possible. And because of that, their blue buff is gone, and now we have bot lane. The ultimate and knockup coming out by the blue team. A good Ash ulti coming out, and also a good Diana coming out. Twitch very low. Ignite just ran out, and does come up. Gaja
and that's a kill for Twitch. That was needless.
But the blue buff area, Sejuani trying to take his buff, but
he had to use her ult.
I don't know what Blitzcrank was thinking over there by trying to tower dive the Twitch, who was almost at say 3/4 health over there. Tower diving is not really worth it these days because the towers do more and more damage as they start hitting again and again. So I think that was a very bad play from Blitzcrank over there, Loki.
Indeed, it was a very like I said earlier, the Janna had her ultimate and she just um did go
Even
very
though
low,
Twitch
and
has
Blitzcrank just
3
got
kills.
greedy. Just pure greed that's causing mistakes to happen.
Slowly and steadily, the blue team are making up for whatever they lost in the early game. And we have to give credits to Makai for most of it. Makai won the top lane hands down, and he played a huge factor in the team fight as well. The first team fight, which won them their first Drake, and as well as their first few kills for a lot of gold. And Twitch is in quite a big lead as well right now, Loki, compared to the Ash over there.
Yeah, so Twitch I don't like Andy gets pulled in the bot lane, and this could be a kill. Exhaust does go down, Twitch very low. Here comes Lysandra. Shutdown will go to Ash, and there's a double kill coming from the red team. Very good catch potential.
I think the Twitch should not have, got been so greedy. He went, ahead of his minions to farm. He should have stayed behind his minions to dodge the hook.
As you can see, viewers, the blue team had absolutely no vision control in the bot lane, and this might lose them their second tower as well. And yes, the second
part pushing the bot lane inner.
And the inner turret goes down all because of the lack of vision. Vision is really important in this meta. Vision can turn games down like really crazy.
I'd like to mention is that Bai's ganks. Bai knows what she's doing. So most of her lane that she's gonna be helping her laner. Top lane we have
over in the
we have a fight coming out in top lane.
Is going to no.
Oh
yes,
both will go down.
Very well played by Makai over there.
Yeah, the sapling taking the kill. Just when Olaf must have thought he got away by killing Maokai. Sapling does the
yeah,
job.
as I was saying earlier, I mean, Bai doing a great job. She left Sejuani at first. Took and she's been testing the blue, really focusing on her. Knows that the Sejuani ganking potential of Sejuani is really good, along with that ultimate and slow stuff, and buffs and kind of making her useless to the lane.
So we have a next big objective coming up in this game at 50 seconds, which is the next Drake. And this Drake can prove very good, very vital for the red team mostly, because the red team do have the upper hand right now in both vision as well as in lanes as well. And I think this Drake should go to them, Loki.
It most likely should go to them. I mean, they've already got caught out. They've already started surrounding it, taking control of the vision, and just waiting for the Drake to come up.
Even be thinking that they have an upper hand, but who knows? Maokai and Kassadin may TP bot and turn the tides in their favor. Whereas Olaf will not be able to join the fight. Really
very good turnaround for the blue team. As I was talking about earlier in the game, they have 2 teleports. They got the teleport on Kassadin.
So here comes the Drake, and their team have started damaging the Drake. So they are going a little bit in and out. They know the potential which Sejuani has in the team fight, and
so
as you can see,
teleporting right in front of Olaf.
It's
and
not a good.
By the time he reaches there, he'll be so low that he'll be insta killed.
And the turnaround fight is coming from Twitch.
My team
manages to kill.
Does take the Dragon Kassadin, going very down the good ones. But then she gets knocked down by hashtag.
So 4 members of the blue team dying as compared to only the Blitzcrank dying from the purple team.
Yeah, so that's almost an ace.
TP'd from, should have stayed near his turret and TP'd from there. Instead, he was standing right in front of Olaf and started TPing from there. So Olaf got a lot of damage on Maokai before he could reach there. So by the time Maokai reached there, he was about at 100 HP only.
Loki, Maokai came into that team fight with less than 3/4 of his health. Literally less than 3/4.
Yeah.
So let me walk you guys Yeah, let me walk you guys what happened there. So while Maokai, I mean, they were really purple team was kind of pressuring the dragon. They had the more of the aggressive positioning, I'd like to say, and they were trying to get this dragon as fast as possible. And this didn't give a good relaxed space for blue team to kind of understand on where they should be positioning and if they should or should not contest it. So Maokai was just probably having his eyes completely on the dragon pit and kind of lost focus of what happened. And once Maokai started teleporting, Miar on the Olaf just went full aggressive. He went, I'd like to say ham, if that's not too informal. He just, put the ignite, popped his ulti, and tried to burst down Maokai as fast as possible. So when Maokai teleported into that dragon pit, was ignite.
And Ignite was running on him. So if he had TP'd somewhere close to his team, maybe Janna would have shielded him or something, but he rather chose to TP right in the dragon pit. So he took aggro from the dragon as well as the jungler.
Indeed, and yeah, the team, there was probably a lot of team coordination problem. I mean, now we have over in the mid lane, Doge style trying to go aggressive onto the
I think
Lissandra.
Sejuani is going to get caught here.
Sejuani getting caught out. Hooks being pulled. Gaja will take the kill.
And Ashe misses her. No, in fact, she hits Janna.
And now
another kill
Lissandra
coming up for
Janna.
Lissandra over there. Operandus taking the kill, and this will be the inhibitor turret down local.
So, Deadly, what do you think? We did see Ashe be a major role in that team fight. I mean, I guess the main role for blue team succeeding that team fight and collecting the objective afterwards was all due to the Ashe. Now, how do you think Twitch should have? How do you think the blue team's bot lane should have played coming into that dragon fight area?
They missed out a lot on Vision, Loki. I think Vision cost him the bot lane. I think the bot lane matchup was mainly contested due to Vision, and the red team had great Vision over all our points over there. Like I'm pointing
And
out.
Sejuani missing her ult and Q. He thought that
Just gonna
maybe
claw out.
some members of the red team.
Yeah,
are
Deadly,
still
I see
there in
you
the
were saying.
bush.
Yeah, like I was saying, Loki, the blue team mostly lost it due to the lack of vision control on the bot lane. If you saw that 4-man dive we had around 5-10 minutes back, I think that was completely due to the lack of any vision whatsoever in the bot lane, and that lost them probably say 3 turrets within the span of say 10 minutes. And the one team fight which they had going in their favor, they have lost that advantage as well right now, and it's going to be very, very hard for.
Well, top lane getting ganked on 4 members
Blitzcrank
of
missing
purple
hook,
team. Sorry,
but
5
Olaf
members,
managing
and
to stick to him,
Maokai
and
will just
Maokai
get
also
popped
goes
right
down.
like that.
Great team,
Yeah.
great team play by the red team over there. They're just going for the turrets. That's fantastic.
Yeah, and you can actually just see, like, we've had lots of teams being created about free agents, and we had like teams that have been practicing for some time coming into this. So you can just really differentiate the teams that have
And
been
Blitzcrank
practicing.
landing another great
and-
hook, but as soon as he landed hook with Twitch
Oh,
going out
by
of
putting the vault,
his-
the battery recharge down on
Right.
the support. Don't know why he did that. Bad positioning. The exhaust will go down, and Caston will be picking up the kill. But in the meanwhile, Top's inhibitor turret has been going down. Here comes Sejuani. Will he get a good ulti? Dogstar trying to be the assassin going in,
And
but he
Olaf
can't
using
even
his
trade
ult,
with the
and I
AD
think
carry at the
he'll be
moment.
able to
Maokai
kick,
snaring
kick
the
Acid
AD
in.
carry. The red team just lost focus of where their AD carry is, and Ashe having to deal with 2 of the most tankiest members of blue team will go down. Now it's Miar, the new AD carry for this team fight, trying to pump out as much as damage as possible. Operas will take a triple kill. Beautiful play.
Beautiful
Now
play
it's
by
Janna.
Optimus over there.
Now it's Janna that's the new target, but the good E slow coming out by Cassidy will force the disengage.
turned out to be a 3-4-2 exchange in favor of the red team again. So we can
Will be
already
the
see
top
the lead
inhibitor.
of 13k gold in favor of red team. So this is going to be a huge advantage for the red team. 22 minutes into the game and already a lead of 13k gold.
Yes, and they have to deal on top of this. They have to deal with a very fed Lissandra over there as well. And why did not time that assault and battery well? I think it was needless to go dive on the support over there.
I think that was kind of
Why has
misplay too.
completed his jungle item and has gone with an extra brutalizer, and instead of going with the try or something like Randuin, she has gone with the Sunfire. What are your thoughts about on that
I
Yes.
think
price build?
I think they're playing the game like they're ahead. So their builds are also suggesting it that way. So they're playing like they're ahead over there. Uh, if you have a look at Ash's build as well, Ash is also very much farmed, and she's also pretty much fed. So they're also playing it that way. I think so. I don't see any reason to call Wise build say bad or okay. I think the Sunfire Cape is fine for me at this point in time, right?
And
Well,
Ash
we
is
have
very
Ash
good
ulting
ult,
over on
and
the
Twitch
bot lane. The Blue
getting
Skanko will connect between the
stunned
minions, and
and
that'll
will
just
be
be a deleted
killed
Raph
in
off
the
the
process.
map. Very bad. Oh, now the
And
assault battery
while
coming in
using
from
flash
Vi
and
onto the
ult on
support.
Janna,
Support also will go down. Beautiful two-piece coming in the bot lane, and now they're going to be focusing onto this inhibitor turret. They don't really have anybody to defend. The bot lane is completely down. 40% of their resources are basically over, and although they just have is 2 tanks and an AP carry to defend, I don't think they're just going to give it up just like that. And at 24 minutes, we've got all the inhibitors down, and now the 2 super minions are going to start pouncing over on the base. We do have the 2 Nexus turrets, the only turret standing, and Red Team looking forward to finish this right now.
Oh,
Just
they
gonna
are
be
going for
focusing.
they are going for the Nexus turret.
Beautiful
Beautiful
ultimate coming
ult,
from
but
Beautiful ult,
Sejuani.
Sejuani. Let's see if
Sejuani.
let's see if the blue team can turn this up.
Oh,
Why
gosh,
is going
staying
for
in the back,
Janna over
trying to
there?
just...
And
Aokai will be the first target to go down. Now Sejuani looks like the new target. In the meanwhile, the bot lane again coming up and looking very low. Steam GG also very low. Blitzcrank will be the one-man
5
assassin
for
flashing
0
in to take out
the
the
flash
support.
and ignite on Janna over there. And it's GG, well played, and very good game played
25
by
minutes
Red
and
Team.
15 seconds, man. What a game. Yeah, that is it of game 3. I mean, we did have a lot of pause timers.